Wanted to come in. They didn't think they had enough fuel to go all the way. They took 4 tires, which will cost them track position. They did discuss taking none. To Matt.
Well, Dick, Jimmy Johnson comes in. This is what he needed. He needed this fuel stop. Big Jim Pollard's going to pack that fuel cell through with fuel, and he's down and away to Steve Burns.
Jeff Gordon just got 4 tires. Don't think they made any chassis adjustments, Matt. Now, we heard Ricky Rudd talking to Michael Fatback McSwain. McSwain said, we can make it on gas. Let's stay out. You know what track position means here? So he elected not to come to pit road.
There are 19 cars on the lead lap. Ryan Newman also stayed out, and I believe Elliott Sadler stayed out. So life will be interesting here on this restart.
It really could, and if that's the way if you can win the race by staying out, stay out. Even if it is a gamble, I'd rather be out there on the track.
And if I'm real close, I want to see a few more caution laps before we do go back racing.
Good chance of that.
On the restart, the 3 cars that stayed out, Rudd, Newman, and Sadler will lead Elliott, Jeff Burton, Atwood, Robbie Gordon, and Ricky Craven down for the green flag.
Hey, Jeff, fuel mileage. What was it I always asked you when I'd leave the pit about getting it full?
No, Darrell, I didn't get it full. I only got 2 cans in it, buddy. you know, all you can get and then some. They're coming to the green.
89 laps to go when they get the green flag. This could be the stretch run to the finish. The drivers who did not stop. Will that be the winning strategy, or will those 4 fresh tires and fuel pay off? Let's see.
Kurt Busch in that 97 car, he's up there trying to get that other lap back. He's already made 1 back up after making that green flag stop.
And we know he's got a fast enough car to do it.
He didn't get a very good restart, though. He's going to fall back to the 3rd position on the racetrack.
There's old Newman up there, guys, running in 2nd place.
After the way his day started, getting tangled up with Steve Park.
I wouldn't give you a plug nickel for even finishing the race. And that's in a backup car.
Next week, split doubleheader, Busch Racing from Nashville on Saturday, Winston Cup Racing from Pocono on Sunday. We'll be there.
It's not an oval. It's not a road course. What is it, Darrell?
It's a roval.
It's a little opposed.
It's the tri-cornered hat of Winston Cup Racing. Now here is Busch working his way underneath Newman. This is not for position. The 97 of Kurt Busch is 1 lap down. Now he's going to try to run down Ricky Rudd and get that lap back.
And guess what? Ricky Rudd will not he won't put up a fight. He'll let him go. Oh baby. Oh baby. A little nudge.
Now Nadeau is laps down as Jimmy Johnson worked underneath the 10 car.
That's a cool pass. That was a cool pass.
And remember, Dale Jarrett, Jimmy Johnson in the 48, the reason they're back there, they elected to take 4 tires under that last caution. They're sitting back there at 9th and 10th right now.
And he can go hard now. He's got fuel, he's got tires, he can make it to the end, so he's got to gas it up and go.
But he has a lot of cars in front of him.
Yeah, but he's a young guy, and he's going to be very impatient.
In recent Winston Cup history, only 4 drivers have gotten 2 wins in their first 16 starts. Dan Gurney in 64, A.J. Foyt in 65, Davey Allison, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Watch this. Got the 88 on the outside. Little nudge right here. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
I'm coming through.
Have to go.
Thank you. Just went around the 88. Here he comes. Now, you got to know that this guy's thinking about last week, the Winston, all those races that he should have, could have won. And today he's got a dominant car. Don't want to let this one slip away.
But Darrell, he's back there. Yeah, he's fast, but he's over 5 seconds behind leader Ricky Rudd, and he's running 24.76s. But once again, we saw this yesterday in the Busch race with Greg Biffle, had older tires. Ricky Rudd, he's up there running 24.53 now. He don't have nobody to contend with. He can run his line.
Just how long can Ricky do that, though? He got, a few laps on his tires. That'll be the difference, I think.
The first of the drivers who stopped is Bill Elliott. Let's go to his pit.
Mike, he stopped back on lap 293 and took on 4 tires. Mike Ford playing the track position game?
Yeah, most definitely. Not only that, our car at the beginning of the race was good on scuffs. We just run a few laps on our tires there. I feel like that'll play into our hands. Track position is definitely important. The first 3 or 4 cars seem to break away all day. We opted just for fuel.
Well, let me tell you, the 48 car is in a hurry. He's got a fast car. We talk about closing rate. We saw him nerf the 10 and move him out of the way. Watch this pass. Got to really be careful doing this, young man.
That's a battle for position right there with Casey Atwood in the
Boy,
7.
he just turned Casey sideways there, and great job of saving it on Casey's part.
That was 1 lap ago, and it moves Johnson up to 8. Atwood, meanwhile, fell to 12.
Probably getting a call from the NASCAR people right now about, hey, let's watch that. It's a little too aggressive.
We need to document that Matt Kenseth, after blowing that tire and hitting the wall hard, he's back out on the racetrack along with Mark Martin. So here with only 80 laps to go, we only have 2 cars out. Dick Trickle in the 71, Joe Nemechek in the 25. Meanwhile, Jeff Green in the 30. They're in the garage trying to repair their car.
Ricky Rudd is going to see a mirror full of Kurt Busch pretty soon as Busch is trying to get back on the lead lap. Rudd is our race leader. He's 2.2 seconds ahead of Ryan Newman, but the car closing fast behind him is sophomore Kurt Busch. And there is the discussion. Chad Knaus, I'm sure, listening intently to the NASCAR official about Jimmy Johnson muscling his way to the front. Ricky Rudd, our leader. Ryan Newman, 2.5 seconds back. .73 laps to go at Dover International Speedway. Ricky Rudd 2.8 seconds out in front of Ryan Newman. Bill Elliott another 0.7 of a second back. Jeff Burton, who spent most of the day a lap down, finds himself now in 4th ahead of Elliott Sadler. Robbie Gordon, Jimmy Johnson trying to fight his way back up through. He is 7th. Dale Jarrett, Ricky Craven, Sterling Marlin, the top 10.
I tell you, the boy that just continues to have a great day. He's in 6th position. Robbie Gordon, that 31 car. Now, he has a mirror full of Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car, but what a day for this group right here. Again, he'll have a new team, a new crew chief start next week at Pocono. Basically, Kevin Harvick, the 29's entire team, including crew chief Kevin Hamlin.
But look at that 48 car, just right through the center of the corner, back in the gas, and under him he goes.
Larry, what I find most interesting about that swap,
5 more spots up there,
is they're not changing just crews, they're changing all the cars too.
Changing everything. Each crew chief wanted to keep their own set of cars.
And I said this to Larry, and I just kind of kidding, but it's a fact. They have lost so many race cars since Talladega that I don't think it's going to make all that. They're building new cars every day up there.
You see on the Fox tracks now here, we're going to look at the intervals here, about 6.25 seconds. He has a fast car. He's catching Elliott Sadler here in the 21 car, and that just cost him so much time. He just can't get in clean racetrack.
4.
Well, that interval is to the race leader,
Ricky Rudd.
Yep, Jimmy Johnson now up to 6th. He has 70 laps left to go.
Now, this will be the first clean lap he has had in just a while. Ricky Rudd ran 25.02. Okay, there you go. Jimmy Johnson that time ran 24.80. That's 2/10 quicker once he had a clean racetrack.
Bill Elliott has caught Ryan Newman for 2nd place.
It's good. Bill, again, I just got to say, I've been impressed with Bill's run today. This is as good as I've seen Bill run since he won at Homestead last year. But by the same token, I got to give it a little credit to that 12 car, too, because that guy's been in all kind of trouble today, and there he is up there holding off Bill Elliott for 2nd place.
Dick Berggren.
And the trouble didn't just start today either. Ryan Newman crashed on his qualifying run, so this is a backup car that he started dead last in the field with. Just a moment ago, I asked Matt Borland, his crew chief, whether he had enough fuel to go all the way. The 12 car did not stop on that last caution flag. Borland looked at me and simply shrugged his shoulders. They don't know. Mike?
Outcome will be as interesting to them as it will be to us.
Well, I know you hate to give up track position, but if you get a caution, you have an opportunity to top off, and you don't know you can make it, you don't make it, shame on you.
Oh, yeah, and I agree with that. And the thing about it is, the 48 car here comes up to 4th place. He knows he can make it no matter what happens. If there was a caution now, he could stay out. And the other guys would be faced with the issue of, do I need to pit or not?
Right.
So he's in the catbird seat if he can chase down the 28.
To get
there
back
you go.
on the lead lap, Kurt Busch makes it around Ricky Rudd, but now he needs a caution to get back in contention.
And it's just another young guy that's fought his way back. I mean, from 2 laps down, and here he is back in the race, same way as Newman.
And how he got 2 laps down was he made a green flag stop a few laps before a caution came out and put him 2 laps down. Now he's made them both up. Absolutely, he needs a caution. He's become a contender.
He's in 19th place.
How's our old buddy Rusty Wallace doing today?
Darrell, he's kind of flirted with the top 10. Right now he's just outside it. He's in 12th place. But he has run up in the top 10.
Yeah, Larry and I, you know, we watched him practice, and he had one of the fastest practice speeds. We thought Rusty might have a really good day today. We even thought maybe he could win.
And I mean, Dover has been his place. He's a track record holder here. 3 wins, 4 poles. But just hard to believe that he's looking for his first top 5 in 21 races, going all the way back to Kansas City last September.
But what do we know about Dover, Larry? Let's don't count anybody out yet.
Absolutely not. Count nobody in, count nobody out.
Proof of that, in 1975, Richard Petty made up a 6-lap deficit to nose out Dick Brooks for the win here. The big question, with 58 laps to go, is 4-time Dover winner Ricky Rudd feeling fuelish?
Here's the problem. He's got to conserve fuel to win the race because it's going to be real borderline. The bad news, that's bad news. Here's some more. Here's the worst news. The 48's going to catch you anyway. If you don't go hard, the 48's going to catch you. So if you slow down to save fuel, you're going to lose the race anyway, right, Jeff?
Exactly right, Darrell. But the guy you need to worry about right now is old Bill Elliott right there. Bill Elliott is running a very consistent pace. I believe he's okay on fuel. And he may just sneak up there and steal this bad boy.
I don't think he can hold the 48 off. 48's closing on him. I think the 48's coming and it'll get him here pretty quickly.
Elliott is 2.6 seconds back. Jimmy Johnson in 4th is 4.4 seconds back of Ricky Rudd.
See, watch this car go through the center of the corner right here. Watch it. It just accelerates so well right up in front of that 12 car. It doesn't do that slide. He's driving it off that corner. It doesn't slide up in front of the car on the outside. He just drives up in front of the car on the outside. That's hard to do here.
Inside. Clear low.
Even battling Ryan Newman side by side for 4th, Jimmy Johnson picked up 2/10 that lap on Ricky Rudd.
Yeah, he's definitely reeling Ricky in. Now he's down to 4.3 seconds behind him. And just remember now, Jimmy Johnson pitted on lap 307, 4 tires full of fuel. We know he can go the distance.
Yeah, the other thing is his tires. I mean, Jimmy's going to have a little bit better tires as well. So Rudd is sitting there. He's kind of put himself in a box. He can't go as hard as he needs to. He'll run out of fuel. His tires are a little older than Jimmy Johnson, and Jimmy Johnson is coming.
Steve Burns is in the leader's pit.
Mike, we've been listening to Michael McSwain talk to Ricky Rudd, and they're saying, be easy on that throttle. I went back to Norman Koshimizu, the gas man, and said, can you make it? He just kind of shrugged his shoulders and laughed, so it's going to be close.
And just to document where they're at, there's Norman Koshimizu. He's been gassing that car for a number of years. He's been around for a long, long time. Goes back to some of the Digar days.
He was racing when I started.
But Ricky Rudd pitted on lap 292. That's 108 laps or miles to go. A lot of teams told me their fuel window was around 90 laps. Now, we've ran 10 cautions since Ricky was on pit road. Using the 2-to-1 ratio, that's like buying him 5 laps. That's still over 100 miles that he's going to need to run.
He would not stay out there if he didn't think he could make it. We know that. They had an opportunity to top the car up. So they would not have stayed if they didn't think they could make it.
Jeff Gordon underneath Elliott Sadler. This is for 8th place.
Clear, all clear.
These cars are 9.5 seconds behind Ricky Rudd.
And Darrell, how you save fuel here is you roll out of the throttle a little early, let the car roll a little longer, pick it up a little later. That's easy to do when you're by yourself. Very hard to do when you're working a lot of lap traffic, as Ricky Rudd's doing right now.
Have you ever tested to find out just how much that saves?
Oh, I have. Listen, saving fuel is a science. It doesn't just happen. It has to happen on Saturday afternoon going into the race. Squirters in the carburetor, throttle linkage. So many things go into getting good fuel mileage. It's not about having a big gas tank. It's not about how that guy drives the car so much as it is the tuner on the engine.
Just look at our Fox tracks right here. Now, this